10 of my 21-day juice feast, and I'm so excited about it because I'm halfway there. So as I promised you guys, what I'm going to do today is show you some things that could be helpful to you if you are someone who is interested in doing something similar. I've gotten questions from people who say that they want to do a 21-day juice feast or something even smaller. So today I want to give you some tips to help make that a successful process for you, right? So the first thing I think that you need to be mindful of is you really need to set your intention. What is it that you want to get out of your experience? For me, I want it to be something that's spiritual, mental clarity. I want to get focused and I want to get disciplined. So that's what I'm using to keep me motivated when things get hard. So set your intention. The other thing is you really want to make sure that you are mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and intellectually prepared, because this is not an easy process. So you really got to get your mind right. Like I talked about a couple of days ago on a blog, you really want to get your mind ready for this, because otherwise it'll take you out. Intellectually, I mean that you need to do some research on your own. I had to do some research to find out some things about juicing. I can't tell you everything, but there's a lot of information out there. YouTube is a wonderful resource, so you can find a lot of good videos from tons of people on YouTube. Another thing is you want to make sure that you are getting in enough juice. One of the most common things that people do is underjuice. This is a juice feast. So this should be a feasting of juice. It should be an abundance of juice. You should not be hungry. So this is a great visual aid. This is like a 32-ounce mason jar. You need to have at least 2 of these a day of your juices. That's going to give you about 64 ounces. At a minimum, that's what you need to be drinking. Most people don't do well because they drink too little juice. So at a minimum, you need to be drinking this. And if this isn't enough, then add more. You can take however much you want, but at a minimum, you should be getting this. The other thing along with the quantity in that, and by the way, that takes a lot of veggies to get that much in there, is you need to also be getting your water. It's recommended that you get in a gallon of water a day. That's hard even if you're not juicing, and quite frankly, I'm not doing the best on my water right now, so I got to work on that in this last half phase. But I need to tell you that you need to be getting in the 64 ounces at a minimum, and you also need to be getting in some water. Try a gallon if you can get it, but just know that water is important because you're flushing things out if you're doing this as a detox, and the water is going to help in that process. Okay? So that's another thing. Now, I use my juicer the majority of the time. It's very important for you to know that the most of your veggies and stuff need to come from your juicer. But I also have my blender here because I use that also to get my smoothies. I have to get my smoothies in at least once a day because I'm trying to get my protein. So, and the only way I can get my protein, from my understanding, I'm not an expert at this, is through my smoothies. And I use like almond butter in there with some veggie, with some spinach, kale, some berries, banana, coconut water. I mix all those things together in there to get some protein, and also some protein powder. I use that, my vegan protein powder, so I can get that in there, because honestly there's just not enough protein in regular veggies to get what you're probably going to need. So do your research there. The fruit, like apples, they juice very well. I told you guys a few days ago some things that juice very well, but make sure that you're not just juicing fruit juices. That's very important. So if you're spending all of your time juicing pineapples and apples and oranges, yes, it's going to taste delicious, but honestly, it's too much sugar, and in the long run, you'll probably end up gaining weight in this process as opposed to losing weight, which should happen naturally whether you want to or not. So just be mindful that the majority of your juice should be coming from your veggies, but you can also do your fruit, and you can combine your fruit and veggies. That helps too, but it was recommended to me that 25% of my juices should be fruit juices, not more than that. Otherwise, you're getting too much sugar. So even though it's a natural vegetable or natural fruit, it still has sugar. It breaks down as sugar in your body, so you don't want too much of that. So those are the main things. Just be prepared. Make sure you have the veggies that you need, that juice well. Be prepared for that. Go ahead and prep your veggies as much as you can. Cut them as the stuff in advance if you can. When you're doing your juicer and you're getting your actual vegetable juices, those hold over very well in the refrigerator. I do mine at night, and then the next day, I just grab it and go. Smoothies, you can't do that. You got to drink those as you make them, because they don't sit very well and they get thick and you can't drink them that well. So just be mindful of that. So those are just some tips that I think will be helpful to you if you want to go through this process. I'm enjoying it, still learning a lot, and I'm enjoying this process with you. Thank you guys so much for your support so far, and I will check in with you guys again tomorrow. Talk to you later.